My dear students, I hope you all enjoyed your summer break and you are taking good care of your family members as well as yourself. It is a daunting task for all of us to keep a good mental health, but we are doing fine because we are all in this situation together, right? So, for our first few classes, instead of moving on to any new topics, we will revise and recapitulate what we have already done in our previous classes. Chapter 1, Crop Production and Management. So, vast fields in village are used for agricultural purposes. Agriculture is the practice of farming. It includes cultivation of crops and rearing of animals. We all know that. So, in this lesson, we are going to focus on crop cultivation, which in turn provides food for the survival of the entire population. Without agriculture, we can't even imagine our lives. We will learn in details about food production, storage, and distribution. So, what is crop? Crop is a plant that is grown on a large scale commercially. Pulses, cereals, oil, seeds, vegetables, and fruits are different type of crop. Different crops need different climate for growth and productivity. There are two cropping patterns based on India's climatic condition. On the basis of that, we can divide the crop into two categories. They are Kharif crop and Rabi crops. What is Kharif crop? Crops grown in rainy season are termed as Kharif crops. Examples: maize, soybean, sugarcane. What is Rabi crop? Crops grown in winter season are termed as Kharif crops. Example: wheat, gram and pea. Next one is agricultural practices. So as we know, farmers take this huge responsibility of cultivation of crops to provide food to the entire population. We all know various tasks performed by farmers for crop production are termed as agricultural practices. Alright, so following activities form a part of agricultural practices. They are preparation of soil, sowing, adding manure and fertilizers, irrigation, protection from weeds, harvesting and storage. Preparation of soil. Preparing the soil so that it can support the crop cultivation is the first step towards the agricultural. So first of all, we need to prepare the soil where we are gonna sow the seeds. The way you need to prepare before exam, similarly soils need to be prepared before planting crops. The activities which prepare soil include plowing, watering and leveling. Plowing is loosening and turning of soil. It is also termed as tilting. Plowing is a very important activity due to the following reasons: because it makes the soil airy. More airy soil promotes growth of microbes and earthworm, which in turn improves the soil fertility. Earthworms casting contain nutrient useful for plant growth. We all know that earthworms are the farmer's friend. Microbes decompose dead organisms and release nutrients into the soil. Next is soil fertility is improved. That means soil become more fertile and more nutrient rich. Next is watering. Watering is the process of giving water to the field to make the dry soil wet before plowing. It is needed only if the soil is too dry. Plowing directly on the dry soil is difficult. Hence we watered to wet the soil. Once watered, bigger crumbles of soil are broken down into smaller pieces. This process is termed as budding. Next is leveling. Leveling is flattening of soil after budding. That means after we water the soil and soften the soil. So leveling is done with a leveler. You can see it in the picture. Next is agricultural tools for soil preparation. We need so many agricultural tools for soil preparation. Plow, hoe and cultivator are three important tools which help in soil preparation. Plowing. It is made up of iron or wood. It is pulled by a pair of animals like cow, oxen or it can be horses and operated by the farmer through the handle. It has three important parts: plowshare, plow shaft and beam. Next one is the hoe. You can see it in the picture. It is made up of wood or iron. And another one is cultivator. This is the modern agricultural tool. Manure is an organic substance that increases soil fertility. It is prepared from the decomposition of animal excreta and plant waste. It consists of organic matter and nutrients essential for the plant. It improves soil structure by increasing its water holding capacity and also avoids waterlogging. Now, some of the advantages of using manures are: it improves soil texture, restores soil with all nutrients, increases water retaining capacity of soil, non-toxic, eco-friendly and recycled biological product. On the other hand, fertilizers are commercially produced plant nutrients. They result in higher yield and healthy plants if applied in proper dose. Enrich the soil with good amount of micronutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. There are a few disadvantages associated with the use of fertilizers like cause water pollution, it followed by excessive irrigation. So fertilizers are chemicals which are rich in a particular nutrient. Some examples of fertilizers are urea, ammonium sulfate, superphosphate, potash and NPK. So considering all the advantages and disadvantages, organic farming is preferred these days, like crop rotation. So this can be done by growing different crops alternatively. Earlier, farmers in the northern area used to grow legumes as fodder in one season and wheat in the next season. It enriched the soil with nitrogen. So these practices can be adopted. Moving to our next topic, which is irrigation. Irrigation is artificial application of water to soil to ensure growth of agricultural crops. Water is very important for growth of plants. We already know that, as it helps in germination of seeds, absorption of dissolved nutrient, photosynthesis and temperature regulation. Irrigation is very much needed in India due to irregular distribution of rainfall. Next is traditional methods of irrigation. Different types of irrigation methods are used depending on the different water resources like well, canals, river, lift system and tanks. Disadvantages associated with traditional methods of irrigation like too much human labor involved. Less efficient due to uneven distribution of water because groundwater level is not equal in every part of our country. Modern methods of irrigation being able to overcome the limitation of traditional methods. Some of the modern methods of irrigation are sprinkler system. You can see it in the picture. Next is drip system. This method is very good for the areas with less water. Look at the picture. Next is protection against weeds. Weeds are unwanted plants in the cultivated field, can be removed and controlled by applying the weedicides. Harvesting. So harvesting is cutting of crop after it is matured. So harvesting can be done manually by using a sickle or with a machine called the harvester. Look at the picture. The process of separation of grain seeds from chaff is called the threshing. Threshing can be done manually by using a process called the winnowing. Threshing can be also done with the help of a machine called the combine. So next is storage. Proper storage of food grains is important. to protect against moisture, microorganisms, and insects. So they should be stored in a metallic container or jute bags. Look at the picture. This is a silos. It can store large scale of grain. And then granaries are a storehouse for threshed grain, and they protect the grains from pests and insects. We can also obtain food from animals. There is a different branch of agriculture which deals with it. So, this branch is known as animal husbandry. This branch of agriculture concerned with animals that are raised for meat, fiber, milk, egg, or other products. It includes day-to-day care, selective breeding, raising of livestock. So this is all for today. Students, go through the chapter once again. Thank you.